Hey there, everybody. I just wanted to give you an additional lecture on elevations. Chapter 22, elevations, is actually coming from the architectural drafting, residential drafting and design from Architectural Design 1. I always love going back to this book and the PowerPoints that it has associated with it. It does a great job with representing different details that we're doing in Revit, CAD, and your Architectural Design 1 drafting class. So I'm just using this lecture to explain a little bit in more detail of the exterior elevations. I know you've been looking at your 3D view of your house that you've been working on in Revit, and you can see all of the different details. We can see even where we made mistakes. Did we change the exterior wall structure to have that brick on the bottom, right? So being able to view what the exterior details, finished details, are going to look like on the elevations, as well as we're showing the roof features. So we're going to be showing, is it asphalt shingles? Is it a 10-12 pitch, right? 10-inch slope on the roof structure. And it also will help us indicate the placement of the windows and doors and what kind of windows and doors we have for construction and for estimating. So here's your classic definition, right? Elevations is an orthographic projection drawing of one side of the building. You know that there are four sides. You have a front, rear, right and left, or north, south, east, and west. I like to be able to use both depending on what project I'm working on when it comes to design. It's nice to be able to think about the orientation and the southern sun that you could be getting on your floor plan. And when you're looking at the elevations, it could also help determine, maybe you don't have enough windows and you want to use a few more windows for that passive solar design technique. And so we're able to, look at the different sides of the house in relationship to the orientation of the site and or that front, rear, right and left. It also is going to give us our vertical dimensions. So instead of plan view, where it gives us our linear footage all the way around the footprint of the house, this is giving us the vertical dimensions of the house. And it also will show your exterior materials. This is a beautiful front elevation, right? Or maybe it's a south elevation or a north elevation. What was I looking at here? Sorry, identified by structure side or compass points. So it's just indicating that, this is the identification of it. I'm going to use this and sit here for a minute just to kind of talk about all the details that I see just looking at this front elevation. One, I can see that I have multiple different materials being used on my exterior wall, don't I? There's this bump out here that goes all the way up to the main roofs. I also love these different main roofs, right? We have a hip roof right here as a main structure, and then we have these beautiful gable roofs coming into that main hip roof. Exterior materials, you can see that we have some type of a brick or stone facade on some portions, on the lower portions on this bump out, the garage bump out. We also have looks like a cedar, maybe it's a vinyl cedar shake, like in, this isn't estimating, this is Revit. I did a video in estimating discussing vinyl siding just recently, so if you're in that class, you've heard it. And then the roofing shingles, and this is indicating, and all of these notes here are pertaining to exterior details, not the interior details, but the exterior details. The other thing I can see on here as an estimator and a builder is I have shutters on my windows. I have different types of windows going on. I have some beautiful arch top windows. I have some large windows. I have some awning windows over here to the left of this magnificent double front door, right? You have a double door here with this big, beautiful arched glass window above it. So this is probably an open foyer type of area. We have our vertical dimensions going up here. You can see that we have a grade line down bottom here. To me, this grade line should be a little bit thicker. So this would be the line thickness we would increase that just to let it stand out a little bit. but you could see this dotted line right above it. That's your finish floor height. How do I know that? One, I can see that that line is coming straight across, and look at it. It's right at the bottom of the front door, which means the bottom of your door is at your finish floor. So just kind of taking a look at all of these details, we're able to read this house very well by our dimensions, our notes, and the hatching that was used in order to create this elevation. You could also see some chimney details here with some added notes on that as well. So just a little bit additional information here. Grade lines, floors, and ceilings. So your grade line is a reference point for most of your elevations. I like to typically use my top of foundation as my reference point. Top of foundation wall must be at least 8 inches above grade. This is code. All right, this is totally building code 101. 8 inches above grade. That's for water and pests, right? Insects and stuff. We don't, because we put a piece of wood on top of our top of foundation, even though it's pressure treated, we can still get little bugs, ants, carpenter's ant, water can splash up. So this 8 inches was made to protect the wood structure that's built off of the foundation. Plot plan shows the existing grade. So a plot plan is an actual site plan where the house is located on a piece of property. The other thing is your floor to ceiling heights. So this is going to indicate finished floor to finished ceiling. It shows construction dimensions. So on my elevations, if we go back to that, elevation right here. So we have finished floor. So we have finished floor to finished ceiling. And then we have this space in between, which is actually your floor system or your floor joist. So then we have finished floor, second floor to finished ceiling, second floor. So the different heights are going to be used for estimating and construction purposes as well. Walls, windows, and doors show visible wall corners as object lines. So this is just talking about how you would draw walls and windows and doors. Understand that the tops of windows and doors are typically, usually 6 foot 10 inches from the top of the subfloor. So you have your floor joist, you have your subfloor on top of your floor joist, and then you have your finished floor on top of your subfloor. So this 6 foot 10 is not indicating your finished floor. Once you put your finished floor in, then you're going to be closer to 6'8.5". And again, I'm going to go back to that elevation. If you look at your top of window over here, you can see that I'm pointing to this right side here where we have a lower window and then you have these transoms above it. And the top of the window before you get to the transom is at the top of the door, and then your transom's above it. This window over here to the right, no transom, it's at the top of the door. See it? So if you're wherever you are right now, if you look at your windows and doors, they all top of windows and doors, they all should line up on the inside. When does this change? When you have a 9 foot framed wall on the inside, so your ceiling is 9 feet. Sometimes, we might raise that window height, or that window height might be a little bit lower, like this one is here. These are 2 separate rooms, so you can't really pick up on the difference of header height, we call it. Header height is your top of windows and top of door, but your header height is what we're talking about when we talk about that 6 foot 10 inches. Okay, so it's really where your top of window, you want it to match most of the time top of door. Okay, so that was here, and that is it. Green architecture. So there is some exterior sustainable materials such as eco-friendly stucco. There's non-toxic paints, and there's sustainable alternative finishes that save money in the long run and preserve the environment. So that's, I use fly ash for my trim, or AZAC, and it is a byproduct of, it's a fine byproduct of coal burning plants, and it falls to the bottom, and they collect it, and they've created this fly ash, a composite material that is rot resistant and water resistant, and it's just a byproduct of a coal burning furnace, really. So roof features we show on the elevation as the roof style and roof pitch. I was pointing that out, the hip roofs with the gables going in, and we can also tell by the notes on the floor plan, you know, what the slope is, or pitch. Slope and pitch are the same thing. We did see the chimney there. We saw the size and the height. It might not be to the perfect design detail, but that can be worked with the mason contractor that is going to be building the chimney. And so you can kind of finalize those details, but at least he has a certain height and a certain size to be able to start his quoting processes and start his design process with the client. Show chimney flashing. Okay, yep, that's just all the different details that you would put on the, if you were drawing this out. Dimensions, notes, and symbols. So additional notes, again, these are all going to be related to the exterior part of your floor plans, of your working drawings, excuse me, not your floor plans, but your working drawings. It becomes part of the package of working drawings, these elevations. So the notes are staying specific to the exterior part of the house. Just as your floor plan, we would add notes to our floor plans that are specific to the floor plans, and for the estimating and construction of the home. So that's it on this short video, just to give you some additional information on elevations and the details of it. So thanks for tuning in. Talk soon. Bye-bye.